Morning, guys. It's tournament day. Out here on Franklin Pierce Lake in Hillsboro / Antrim, New Hampshire. It's a small tournament, 7 boats. As you can see, we've already started. I've fished here once. I don't really know how today's going to go, but we'll see. I've got some spots that I scouted out ahead of time. I've got some spots I have, marked from the time I was here last time. Not sure what the fish are going to do. We actually just had a really good cold snap that moved in last night, so the water temp has actually come down quite a bit. 65 degrees for the surface temp, but it was almost 40 degrees last night here in southern New Hampshire. There was a frost warning in the Lakes region area alone. Give you an idea of how cool it got. It's September 2nd. So, things are changing. I was out last weekend on a very similar body of water, although much shallower. And we even still had a lot of cool weather last week, leading up to last weekend. Fish still weren't moving up. They were still out deep. They're really sluggish. They just weren't having it. So with that in mind, I'm not sure what we're going to run into today. Hey, puppy. I got a visitor. Hey, puppy. Here's your good boy. So the initial goal today is to throw everything. The first spot I wanted to hit, someone was already on. So I went with plan B and hoping to fish a spot nobody else is really going to touch for a little bit. I'm down the very, very southern end. I'm in a little back pocket, or at least heading towards it. Nobody down here with me, so I've got a little time to kind of work the shoreline to the spot that I actually want to get to. Try and do a good mix of moving baits. As you can see, I'm setting up a chatterbait. And some finesse baits and jigs. Run the whole gamut, because I really don't know where these fish are going to be today. Let's kind of wrap up that thought I had a minute ago. They could be shallow, they could be deep. I don't know. We're on the cusp of the transition where they're going to go into fall feeding mode. But with this lake being a little deeper, they may still be happier deeper. It's going to take a little bit to figure out what exactly it is they want and where today. Going to have a lot of cover and water. I'll have a lot of water and different cover to cover today.
Now, despite my seeming lack of confidence, during that tournament, I actually did feel really confident in the morning that I was going to be able to junk fish my way to a victory. I was riding off the high of a couple of really good tournament finishes earlier in the season. But reality came crashing back down on me, and this is pretty much how my entire day went.
Oh, no! Oh, I just had a fish. Oh, that sucks so much. Oh, dude, I just had a fish. Are you kidding me? Here we go. Out in the middle. Little guy. Oh no. First fish of the day. Dropped him. I barely had him skin hooked. Damn. Oh, damn. I am at a complete loss.
I've had some pretty bad tournaments in my time of fishing, but that was probably one of the worst ones I've had. Not necessarily because of poor decision making, maybe that was part of it, but man, my execution was not on point that day, not even close. Nothing stings quite as badly as when you go out there and you're getting bites and you just fail to execute on so many opportunities. Now, that said, this was definitely an interesting tournament because I don't feel that I necessarily really sucked as bad as I had just said, because I tried everything, and I really was very, very thorough in my approach to what it was I was doing. I had only been here once, as I had said, so the few spots that I knew of, I knew that they held fish, or that they should. But I also knew that we were kind of in a weird phase here for where the fish should be moving to, or at least moving in general. So I really doubled down on those transition areas, and I spent the majority of my day here fishing down the southern end, down in that neck in the channel where the power lines go over the body of water. This is a really awesome spot because it's right at that transition where it comes out of the deep part of the main lake, where on the deep side of that point, it's about 25 feet deep, and it comes up to about 15 feet. And there's some humps and some big boulders and stuff. So a lot of nice structure. To me, it seemed like a very high probability area where if the fish really were kind of in that transition, or if they were out deep, or if they were committed to shallow, I could hit all of that, all three different things, inside of like a 300-foot area. And I really committed to that for the day, and unfortunately for me, it just didn't pan out. What opportunities I did have, I messed up. I whiffed on it, and that's on me. My head just wasn't in the game, and I didn't execute as perfectly as I should have been, and unfortunately that really cost me this day. Now, once I got to a point that I felt I was really thoroughly done with hitting this area as hard as I could with everything I did a lot of bouncing around. I was all over the lake the last 2 hours of it, just in scramble mode, trying to figure out exactly where these fish could possibly be, and trying to figure out the last minute, man, what the hell is it that they want? And every spot I went to, I came up empty. I could not figure out what the hell these fish wanted. Every time I go fishing, and almost in every single video, I try to really stress that point that every single outing is a learning opportunity. This tournament, however, I actually can't concretely say that there was something that I could have learned from this. I left everything out on the line during this day. I tried literally everything I had in my boat, and I tried it all from every spot that I knew of. I even tried areas that I didn't even think to would even have thought to have tried before, and I tried hitting all these spots from every possible angle as well. And you know what? Even though I failed in the sense that I did take second to last place in this tournament, and I only brought in 3 fish out of my 5 fish limit, it was still a good day because I didn't give up. But to wrap up all my rambling into one cohesive thought, don't give up in any tournament or any fishing situation until that clock strikes 0. And if you have something in your boat that you haven't thrown yet, and there is even the remotest chance that it's going to work, don't keep fishing things that you're way too comfortable with. Think outside the box, go outside your comfort zone, and just do what is absolutely necessary to get the job done. That is a lesson that is certainly easy to execute in theory, but very hard to execute in practice. It's difficult to get outside of your comfort zone, especially when things are going really, really tough for you. But I cannot stress how important that is for you as an angler to really take yourself to that next level. And in my case, it got me my first northern pike, which was about 32.5 inches. Not at all the species I was looking for, but you know what? It was still fun. And I'm glad I caught that fish because that turned what was an otherwise really crappy day where I left everything on the line into a fun day, because at least I caught something that was really fun. And again, something I never caught before anyway. So it made the day worth it in the end because of that. But anyway, that's going to wrap this up. Before you go, 2 quick parting thoughts. If you have a moment, please. If you don't mind subscribing, if you haven't yet, I would greatly appreciate it, if and only if you enjoy the content. I'm knocking on the door of 500 subscribers. I would love to hit that with this next video. So, maybe we can get there. And then the other thing is, I do have a Patreon page. If you go down to the video description below, you can find a link to it. I would so very much greatly appreciate just a few minutes of your time to take a look at my page, see what it is that I have to offer to those that back and support what it is that I'm doing. I do have about a half dozen supporters right now, and things are going absolutely phenomenal. I am on the cusp of hitting my first goal, that lowest tier goal that I've been trying to hit since I launched my Patreon page a couple of months ago. If you really enjoy what it is that I do and you're feeling generous and you want to support me and help push my channel up to that next level, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time. I'll catch you guys in the next video.